What a chill out there, you know? That must mean one thing. That must mean it's time for Freeze to Fall again. So glad that you stopped by. This is going to be a music reaction, just in case you stumbled in here by accident. Um, the goal is to gain more exposure and notoriety to the musicians. Just imagine if it was you. At the same time, let's appreciate music together. Also, hope that you like what you see because I want to make sure that the viewers get what they want, and that's appreciating music and a good time. So hopefully if you stopped on by accident, you stay. This is a special reaction also because it's due to a contest winner. Um, every week I have my normal contest, which is always on Tuesdays, but then I also sometimes have an additional contest, which is a surprise. And I had a caption contest, which is a surprise. And the winner of that one is at Matt8097. Thank you, Matt, for playing along. Yeah, your caption made me laugh out loud the most. So you won, and you requested this song by Freeze the Fall called VHS, the OMV version. So that's what you're going to get. I haven't watched it yet because I never pre-watch anything. I like to be authentic as possible, which is what you deserve. Um, so I haven't seen it yet. So far, I've been pretty impressed with Freeze the Fall. Reacted to a few other songs of theirs. I wish them continuous success. They're fairly new, but it looks like that they're going in the upright, positive direction. So I wish them all the best. Quinn is fierce on leads and guitar, and Ari is doing her thing, backing her up. And then Jonah is just a freaking drum ninja. Um, so I like the dynamic of the three of them. So let's get into VHS. And I don't pause my music's reactions because I like to be immersed into a song. And then when you watch a song for the first time, you don't pause it 5,000 times, do you? You don't. So neither do I. So stay a little bit later and you'll hear what I have to say about it. All right. So here we go as Tazzz reacts. Hmm. Wow. Always run this to the end. I don't want to stop anybody's marketing hustle. Okay, I see what you meant now, Matt, when you had said in a separate comment, you had said that I love horror, which I do, and that you'll basically leave it at that. So thanks for not telling me too much more. But wow, I'm thinking of people who maybe don't like horror or it scares them. Like this is going to be a treat as I'm laughing. Wow, that was my favorite thus far. Like knowing from when they first started out and then like to right now, like they're really ramping it up and like stepping up the game and like they're really going like full throttle. Like this was very visceral in all intents purposes. It was very in your face and they weren't holding back. And I like that though. You know, it's a competitive music world out there. And if you want to stand out, you got to stand out. So I'm actually happy that they were so graphic in this video. Um, and relating to the lyrics and stuff like that because you can't always sugarcoat things. I like in this video they really talk about things that are very severe and important and it goes on around the world about self-identity and about um not feeling connected with the world and stuff like that. That's a big like I guess you could say epidemic about having self-identity problems. And it's not something that should be brushed under the rug. So, what better way than to have songs out there in the world that address that? Um, I had brought up the lyrics because I wanted to like share them with you and stuff, and then kind of go over what my thought process is. So, like one of the lines says, "Tell me you're happy here. Don't ask my name. Crawl into the grave." Um, that just makes me think of you ever have those moments? Well, just like here, just like when you come onto a reaction channel, some people may come to a reaction channel because you need an escape. You need an escape from your everyday life, the hustle and bustle. So you come here to like wind down. Sort of the same sense as far as escaping, but this isn't that. It is that line and that lyric isn't in a good way. It's escaping like real out reality. Um, which also falls into a problem with having self-identity problems. So that's not a good thing to escape. But sometimes it can be overwhelming. Sometimes it could be crazy. Up, fantastic must be trying to contact me. So sometimes people escape within themselves and get lost. And that reference of crawling into the grave as a form of escape, metaphorically speaking, people can be in really tough places in their lives, or they may not have a support system, let's say, and they don't have any type of guidance. Um, Also, I know younger people specifically, because they're growing into their own skin, they're learning more about them, hormones and stuff around a certain time frame. That's a big problem. In those age ranges when you're struggling with self identity. So I can definitely relate to that. I was once a teenager, let's say. So, like another line that they had said, because I wanted to look it up, because they had a lot of good what's the word, metaphors in there. So learn to love me, then you'll fly. So when I think of flying, a lot of times in lyrics, I think of that's like freedom, like a bird when they're flying, they have freedom. So Learn to love me is learning to have like acceptance, learning to value yourself and appreciate yourself. And then once you're able to do that, then you can fly. You can have that freedom. Um, and that's a very poignant thing to say because, again, so many people have problems with self identity. Um, Now, what I like about the VHS thing is a VHS, for anybody that's older and maybe has been around when they were popular, like me, VHS preserves things. You can look back on things. So, like, I can take that as the VHS, meaning that you can always look back at the past. You know, when years go by and years go by, you can put in that VHS tape and look at the past. That can be helpful, like, as far as like seeing where you were to where you are now, like that trajectory, um, that juxtaposition between like the old you versus the new you. It can be taken as that regard. It also could be its um, kind of like represent self inflection, um, which is all very therapeutic. So I like how they had that nostalgic part that represents the song itself. Um, Again, I love horror movies, so I mean, for anybody that may not love blood and stuff like that, but like I said, it's. I think that it deserved to be so visceral because self identity is a very huge problem in the world. And sometimes, if it's not addressed, it can lead to things that are final, if you know what I'm talking about. So you can't always necessarily talk lightly and sugarcoat things. Sometimes you have to address it. And I like how they did this. The metaphors were like insane. Yeah, so I really, really like this song. Like, it makes you just stand there and ponder. It's very introspective and it had that melancholy type vibe, which sells to the part of what it's intended, which is self identity. Um, Meaning, how do I word this correctly? Because this is real and unscripted, people. So, this is not a situation where you are comical or you're jovial or you're talking like everything's great. It's not. It's about self identity problems, and that's a big struggle. So I like how they've chosen words and like they have that ambiance, that melancholy vibe, the dark tones. Everything was dark to more enforce and to match the feeling. Does that make sense? Like, like if this video was all bright colors and everybody's smiling and stuff, that wouldn't make any sense if it's talking about the problems of self identity. So they match the feeling and the tone by having the dark bluish type of tint and everything was somber and it had that vibe. It really helps you become introspective as like the viewer, the listener, so you can really get into it and address it. Raise your hand or say down in the comments if you ever had any problems in your life with self identity in younger years or even now if you want to share. So, the last thing I'll say is since they're young themselves, they're in that age frame where a lot of young people have self identity problems. So it's good that they're talking about this now because that helps them as well to help them get through any identity problems that they may be having, um, as well as teaching others. So it's like they're teaching themselves, they're healing themselves if they're going through it, as well as teaching other people that as well. And I love songs that are educational and that address things that are worldwide. So bravo to them. Wow, this really sent me in a tangent. Um, so yeah, I loved it. I loved it very much. This is the part of the show. I don't know what else to say. This is the part of the show that we do our thumbs up pass if I like a song, thumbs down ask if I don't like a song. If you were paying attention, people, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. I wish them continuous success. Quinn, you were amazing. Aria, you were amazing. Aria was like held up on like strings. She was like the being a puppeteer. Somebody was controlling her. That's another thing that popped out in my head as far as like if you have no self identity, let's say, and someone else is controlling you, they're basically holding the strings. So it was interesting that Arya was held up like that. So cut the damn strings, people, and learn to love yourself and to Understand yourself. And if you need help, ask for help. It's okay to have a big old slice of humble pie and ask for help. Because sometimes we can't do things all by ourselves. Sometimes we need a little bit of help. Okay. Um, and Jonah, you were a beast, man. Like your scare factor and you were in it to win it. And then you also on the drums, like you're just awesome, man. So I wish all three of you success. So if you want to see some other song, there's another song or two that I reacted to at Freeze the Fall. But here's one of them right there. Check it out right there.